All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second match of the day. And today is Monday. My name is True Lie, followed by your boy Crackshot McGee, Crackshot CS. What's up, Zach?
Not too much. Glad to hear you're back, Morgan Freeman. And
Wait, am I Morgan Freeman now, or?
I think it's just like earlier. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Wait. Yeah, it is. No, it is for sure. Can you just like say
Hello,
something majestic?
hello. With vigor,
Yeah,
Cheetah
yeah,
Baruch,
yeah, yeah.
stomp
Nope,
down
it's
Lambton
definitely.
College. Oh, it's really like that? What? I don't understand.
Wait, you just fixed it. What did you do?
Hello, are we good?
Okay, now it's better.
Okay, all right. Well.
It's happening like the direction you talk into your mic or something. I don't know what's
No,
going
no,
on.
no, no, no. Okay, regardless, let's tell me if it's
Yeah,
good.
let's go past this. Let's get
We're
past.
good.
It's fine. I think I don't know. I think it's okay. We'll have to ask our shoulder angel if it's
Do I
acceptable. But I'm
sound
down. I'm down to get going here. You know.
okay? All right, guys. So it's Texas A&M versus Maryland, and Zach, let's talk about these schools starting with Maryland, please.
So Maryland, we've got they're both they're 3-3 in the fall, 1-0 so far in the spring. Obviously, having to get a few reschedules. Reschedules kind of being a little bit common here in this first little bit as teams try to figure out what works for them. And it's they're just they're a solid school, but I don't know if they're a contender in this division necessarily. Today is going to be a good test of that because they're kind of one of those fringe schools like we kind of saw like Lambton for example earlier. They're sort of on the fringe of being one of the better schools in the division, but it's the tests against the best schools like these where they can really like it's kind of like their proving grounds.
Yes, indeed, and the map's on train, but now Texas A&M. Uh, let's get a quick brief on them, please.
So Texas A&M 6-1 overall in the fall. They're 2-0 in the spring, so they're overall 7-1. They're an incredible school, featured in most of our top 10 power rankings. And I'll give you a little teaser. They will be in the top 10 of the power rankings coming up. It should be released by about Wednesday, so keep on the lookout for that. I won't tell you where they are in the top 10. I'll make you read it to know where they're at. But I'll tell
Number
you they're a
10.
top 10 school.
They're
Don't take
actually
guesses.
they're actually ranked at. I actually told the chat before we got off earlier, but
Yeah, they're a solid school, and I mean they have some really solid wins. They've beat UT Dallas, UT Austin. The only loss that they took was a forfeit loss to North Texas. I mean, that would have been a close game anyway. But they've got some really veteran players on their team. Ghost, with most notably, has MDL experience. Her Oxter's played a lot of main, I believe, and he's like a long
oh
time player. I
yes,
don't know if
yeah.
anybody saw the thread on Reddit where they like joked about Tarek like coming out as the guy being like the Turkish guy who beat Hiko on stream. Like they revived that old thread,
Oh
and
god.
you can see in the picture, little Easter egg here, Heroxer's name. It says Heroxer attacked a teammate. So Heroxer was in that pug way back when. You can tell this guy's been around for a long time.
Ooh, interesting. A nice little some insight about Texas A&M, and
Seriously, check it out if you guys know what I'm talking about.
all right. So I guess enough about Texas A&M. I guess we know that majority of the roster is good to look at, but on Maryland, who will need to step up, but who's already gonna be putting the individual skill in? Who should we be watching on Maryland?
It's called Collab, I guess is how you say his name. Collab.
Kalop,
I,
yep.
I want to say collab. I want to say collab because it looks like that word, but like Collab, I guess would be their more solid player. He's played in more matches, but nuked the matches that he has played in. He's been an absolute force. He's had a 39 frag performance. I mean, that's insane. Really, how many 40 bombs have we really seen in this season? I mean, he's a solid player. He just needs to get in that lineup more, and it's good that they're using him here because I mean they're gonna need everything that they can get in this one against the Aggies.
Yep, and also just a big reminder to all schools viewing who are not being, or who are not playing today, as Texas A&M and UMD Red here, Maryland will duke it out. Playoffs. Darth Vader, you get to go. Yes. Uh, we Just talking to our shoulder angel. The players are ready for us. But
Yeah,
like I said, what I'm stressing out is playoffs will happen very soon. So
very, very
every
soon.
match counts. This is week 3. This is train, but you know, this map requires a lot of love. We'll get into that right now.
So we're gonna get right into the knife, and if there's any map you want to watch the knife round, it's this one because CT side probably matters the most on this map. So, I mean, this knife round is important if you believe it or not. I mean, looks like I can't really tell which skins they are, but the value of the knife is looking maybe to favor the Texas Aggies. So I'd probably take them in this.
No, there's actually. Oh, I see what you mean.
I don't know what Karambit it is. I thought it was. I didn't.
There's 3
remember.
default knives, I think, right? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and that was.
Ace? I mean, well, okay, not really. Malf had 2 knives. But,
Yeah, it was almost
wow.
a team ace, but nobody dying. I mean, yeah, the Texas Aggies are going to take CT side now and expect them to kind of roll with this.
I was
they're my
hoping
favorite
for
in this.
a Toronto play. You know, just see, this is
Oh,
just,
yeah.
we have to
here
bring
we
this
are.
up. We have to bring this up. In the history,
You never
in
forget.
the history of CSL, we have never seen this happen, but it happened the fall season, where Toronto versus Montreal, 2 Canadian top schools, mind you.
Yeah, it was an
Toronto
important game.
wins the knife round in a 1v2 situation, wins the knife, okay? And they chose T side on train. They literally signed their death.
And then what happened next?
They lose 1 to 16.
16-1, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It backfired.
Oh,
hard.
Denya,
I mean,
Denya, if you're watching, I know Denya. He's a cool guy. He's really good. Very smart
Denya's a
player.
nice guy, yeah. Intox
Toronto.
probably hates me because I blamed
Yeah.
him for it, but
And
I
Intox
blamed
won that
him
knife
for it.
too.
I blamed him for it in writing. It's on in an article, so it's been cemented.
And I quote Denya. They did that because they figured they could spare time because they had a sub. It was an inconsistent sub, and they're struggling to get 5. You know,
yeah,
it
that was
does
their
happen.
manager, I think.
And you know, they had to fill, and they figured T side would work, but they underestimated HHQZ inference. Like seriously, they definitely underestimated Montreal. It was nice to see 2 schools duke it out, but dear God, 16-1. You know, you win the knife round, and I don't know. Maybe Toronto's just really depressed that day and decided to go down the dumps. But
Is that the
regardless,
Shum I'm thinking of?
um.
Played with Flom back in the day.
I have no idea. I don't know this guy.
The guy
What?
keeps calling her Laura, so I think it's who I think it is.
But regardless, Texas A&M gonna be on the CT side, followed by Maryland on the T side. They push right through. Smoothie's gonna find a kill from Top Oil. The bomb's gonna go down right away. Actually, very interesting. And now the defense. Can this be held? Maryland, can they hold this site?
Not going to be an easy task. I mean, it looks like Ghost and Herox are going to find a couple to start things off here, and Ghost going to find one more on Mayo. Nuke's going to be left all alone on a 1v4. They're sticking it. I think he's just sticking it.
Yep. There's really no need. Luke didn't even come out.
I thought he was going to get knife for a second.
Yeah, that's real tough. Like,
That's honestly a smart save, though. Like, people are like, oh, why did he peek the bomb planter? Like, no, that's smart. Like, in a 1v5, he played exits, he keeps his armor, and now he can get a deagle on top of this armor, and he'll still have 2250 to buy with his team following that bomb plant. So,
interesting.
Nuke just playing the long haul here.
We've got Daze. And I've seen this actually work. I'm pretty sure it was Mythic versus somebody. Mythic versus Fake Out on train.
Yep.
And,
It was in ladder, right?
Yep. Ladder and Knife. But regardless, looks like Maryland are doing some work here, but Ghost on top of Green is gonna find 1-2. Looking for the last, says it's gonna be Shroom. Stuck in Olaf. Out he goes, and he's gonna go down just like that. In a very quick, easy round. No Tase to work out, as it is gonna be picked up by Mal.
Yeah, it's kind of expected. They're gonna follow up after that round there, and there was not much bought into it. They had one dude to work with. Nuke doesn't really hit a shot. It's not terrible. I mean, they don't have a lot to work with here. I expect a fast play, but if you look at the nades on the side of fighting Texas Aggies, I mean, their weaponry is not as good, but their utility is going to make up for it because this map utility is really important.
Okay, Zach, I'm gonna fix my voice. Apparently, it's like really messed up.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay, so couple flashes coming out here, and Smoothie gonna find one Glob, gonna trade him out. Looks like I'm gonna finally get planted here as Mike backs him up, but Heroxer chimes in with the Nova. It's open season. He finds a second here. Duke left all alone, and he'll take a headshot from Heroxer. This man is farming now. Old angry man on his farm fighting Texas Aggies out to a 3-0 lead. I can respect anybody who uses a Nova, to be quite honest. Heavily underrated shotgun. You got $1,200. People buy the UMP usually, or maybe a Mac 10, but you got $1,200. Like, I'm telling you, grab that Nova, take it down, drop or something. Take somebody wide with it. Thing's nuts, and he's gonna keep it. He's gonna buy another one going into this round here, and knowing that Maryland did buy into the last one, and Mouth with a nice angle hold there to take down Nuked. That should be it to start here, as Maryland kind of falling behind somewhat. Oh, I can hear you. You're just really quiet.
Really quiet?
Like extra quiet. Can somebody in the chat let me know if this is the Shoom that I'm thinking of? I gotta know. Heroxer, oh my god, he's gonna be fed here. 1, 2, can he find a third? He's back, they're running right into him. He finds a third. Can he find a fourth? And that's a 4K with the Nova. This man has made so much money. He could probably pay off his student loan with the amount of money he made that round with the Nova. Just kidding. That's only $10,000, so I can only imagine. Can we get a Bible thump in the chat for student loans? Oh, Smoothie with a nice butterfly blue gem. I can get down with the butterfly blue gem.
All right,
Mike with
how
a
about
nice
now?
pick. Oh, here you are. You're back. Your voice is a little deep, but it's clear.
This is better? It doesn't sound weird?
It sounds weird, but it sounds really clear.
What happened to my mic? Did my cat just mess up my I'm so sorry, guys.
Shoom there, gonna hold one. It looks like Maryland have found a way into this round. Use that early pick and catch some overextensions where the counter-terrorists try to make a play. Nothing wrong with what they did, of course. It was Smooth gonna meet up with Shoom in top halls, and it looks like a couple players are making their way. There's 4 going to be making their way out of T-Con. They've smoked off the site. They threw these smokes. Perfect execute coming in here from Maryland, but Sver not going to have any of it. He's jumping around in the smoke here, and he'll find one. Smoothie tapping away, manages to turn this into a 1v1. Nuke fakes the plant, holding T-Con. Smoothie smartly going to reposition, but he's actually going to be a little saddened by the fact that it looks like Nuke is going to make his way into the B site. Smart play here. He's going to plant back. Bomb train, and just outside of Summit there. Nuked now walking towards CT spawn. Smoothie needs to cut down on time. He's got full nades to work with, but in 1v1, he doesn't want to get caught with his pants down. I can understand that. Trying to make his way out of Z. That gun should be visible, but did he see him? He did see him, just barely. And it looks like Smoothie gonna find the clutch there. 4K for this man. Things were looking so good for Maryland, and just all of a sudden rips from their hands by Texas A&M. Yes. 18 plus show, guys. Nobody complain. The only person who should be complaining right now is Mayu, who is now 0-0-5, working on that James Bond. Looks like a couple of players from Texas A&M are going to take advanced positions in this round. Ghost is going to be the first one to meet contact, who will not hit the op shot and take some damage as a result, but will at least stay here. Looking for the jump up. Things have come to a standstill. No one wants to overextend. Maryland coming so close in that previous round to taking it in. Ghost gonna go for the peak, but the pop flash not going to catch Shoom off guard. Rather, won't even blind Shoom up there. Nice hold and a solid frag there. All right, I'll just be honest. I want to know if it's this Shum because I don't want to say a he if it's a her, and I know that the Shum that I know is a girl. That's the only reason, guys. Just trying to use proper pronouns in 2018. Maryland, though, running out of time here. There are 30 seconds left in this very Navi-esque execute, clearing out the. Well, they cleared out most of what they can towards B, but Smoothie's managed to lurk his way up behind, and Shum gonna find another kill. That's 2 on the round. Malf in the back lane. Shum's just gonna catch Malf out. Smoothie first to reply, looking for more. Sphere is gonna find the lit player. Smoothie needs to find one. That flash gonna take down Mike, and the flanking Collab rather potentially has to save the round. Smoothie. Look at where. Oh, the bomb's not even planted. Collab gonna find the first kill. Smoothie not realizing still that he was behind, and Collab's put himself in a good spot to win this round. Sphere trying to clear everything out. Collab knows all he has to do is wait. Sphere catches the edge of him. Does he have time to get back to the bomb? It looks like he will. It's gonna be close, but I think he does have it, and a solid clutch there coming out from Sphere. Fighting Texas Aggies gonna go up to 6 here. That's gonna be 6-0. Maryland once again coming ever so close, and with bomb plant, probably going to be tempted to work into a buy coming into this round. And it will take attack pause here. I do like that the call here. This is where things could get out of hand. This is where Texas A&M can run away with this match. This is what I was saying earlier, how the knife round can become ever so important in rounds like this.
All right, how about now?
It's the same.
Dude, okay.
I think it's got to be like inside the microphone. Something's wrong. You fixed it like right at the end of last cast. Whatever you were doing then. Either way, wondering here what Mayu's doing. Oh, it's nope, it's still the same.
What?
And nuked. Now going to be towards the A site. Lining up the A execute that they tried late round previously, but looks like they're going to take the initiative early here. Coming out with these AKs, they do have frag grenades to work with. These could be damaging players in these closed-off positions. A couple players towards Z. Making his way out. Roxer's been boosted up and shoot just over top of that smoke. Almost acted like a one-way for him there. That execute does have a hole in it. Roxer has found it. Bomb has been planted though. Shum chiming in with a kill. Roxer takes down the bomb planter. It's going to be a pair on the round for him now, and it looks like Ghost's going to be the next to chime in. Will pick up an AK and he's going to force the issue against Shum, who's now found another one, managed to amass 3 kills on the round. Needs to go for the clutch at this point. Needs to find Sphere. Will find Sphere. Needs to swing out. The bomb is being stuck, but unfortunately Shum will find the ace. Unfortunately not the round win though. Pick up the op, and solid frags coming out here from Shum. 9 and 6 leading the way. Mayu without a kill so far. Maryland struggling here in this one to get anything off of these post plants. They've had the bomb planted 4 out of these 7 rounds and just unable to clutch in these post plant situations. But give a lot of credit here to Texas A&M to put themselves in the position to win. They find these initial picks. It's like almost like a phenomenon of reverse entrying, and people, I mean, a lot of teams do work towards this. Although Sphere gonna check out Ivy. He's gonna pull out a smoke. Brew tries to find the kill and will find Sphere. Sphere maybe throws that smoke a little too far. Ghost, oh, in a tough spot. And get here, he will find Mike despite being pre-fired. Nuked with the op will reply, but meantime, still looks like Maryland are gonna be careful with the advantage that they've earned. Now, Malf going to be the anchor in the A site. They do have somebody playing backhauls. That's going to be Roxer, stable fragger on the team. Offers a lot of presence in the map, and you can count when you can count on a player for frags the way you can count on Roxer for it. I mean, this is somebody who's been doing this all season long for Texas A&M, and see if he's able to bring this round back from the clutches of Maryland being, once again, so careful with his advantage. They're making their way out in the A site, but they're doing it dry. Malf can peek out, look for one. He will find the kill, get back through the smoke. Perfect play here from Malf. equalize things post-plan. They're just going to fall right off of Z, I think. Falling directly off of Z, holding for the B flank. And now they're going to play a very close and calculated retake. Roxer chimes in first. We'll open things up here for the Aggies. Maryland needs to make a move. Nuked in a horrible spot here, but does have the AWP. That's smoke. Shoom going to be smoked out. Shoom not moving, but will be taken down as Nuked falls as well. So close there. But Maryland unable to come away with a round. That's so many bomb plans, so much money for these guys. They have so much going for them, and they're keeping the economy at a reasonable level to the side of the Aggies. Following these buys, I mean, their economy is not in a great place despite being up 8-0, so I can definitely understand them buying on these rounds. And it looks like Shoom with all that money, maybe going to get an op, but Nuke's going to be the man with the op in the meantime. Nuke holding up her early with the AWP. This is solid play, knowing Heroxer may get aggressive and he will be obliged with the opening pick. This is something that Maryland's only had in the recent round, but they were unable to convert post-plant. They need to extend their advantage into these post-plant situations. Good work, Ghosties. And Mayu holding outside. I believe of T-Con there, and yes, Mayu will be rewarded with the frag. Collab. The coming out of A main, Malf gonna be the first to find a frag from the side of Texas A&M. Smoothie and Mayu gonna exchange frags. Malf. Oh, tries to swing out on the flank in this hopeless 1v3 potentially, but this nade could be devastating if Malf finds a way to get it off this boost. Holding for it now, but a tough angle to peek into as Nuke's gonna hold on to the boost, and Maryland manages to convert a first round here. On the backs of the fragging performances of Shoom and Nuke, Maryland gonna make sure that they're not out of it just yet. Now we see Eco actually coming out of Texas A&M. I didn't even realize. They kind of caught me off guard. As I said before, the economy being kept so low by Maryland, they're going to reward them here after just one round win. And look at the utility on the side of Maryland. They did all have to buy into this one as well, but they're going to be loaded out in this, and they're not going to be tempted to use early aggression. Collab knows that this double push is a possibility. Really clear the angle closely enough. They're going to meet up outside. Collab going to swing and take down Ghost. Herox are now at bottom ladder waiting for the drop. There is a player waiting directly above. Two players rather, as Mayu gonna join Shoom here. Shoom gonna go down the ladder, finds Heroxer on the timing. Those are some nice flashes there. This is coordination now coming out from Maryland. A good thing to see. Come so close and so many of these rounds. Mike now chiming in. This is the momentum kind of round that they need. This is a morale booster of a round right here. Everything's going right now for the side of Maryland. I mean, it was against Pistols. This is duly noted, but they're playing carefully. They're playing calculated. They have the practice and the aggression. They just need to convert it. Movie gonna look for an exit frag. Top ladder, not gonna be met. Though it doesn't look like anybody going to be exiting that direction. There's one player here, Mayu, but not even Mayu going to come up ladder. They're looking for this last player, suspecting he may have a rifle of sorts, but Smoothie going to run straight up the stairs. Smoothie coming down the stairs, looking for somebody. Now it's an interesting situation
Testing. 1, 2,
coming
3.
out for Texas A&M. Very interesting situation, rather, as oh, you're fixed. You're fixed. I think you're fixed. It sounds fixed. It sounds good. It sounds like you. I think you're back. But you know who else is back?
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Thank God. I don't know what it is, but I fixed it. It's 8-2. Maryland find 2 rounds. I thought it was actually very one-sided. But now this round is back in the hands of Texas A&M. Bomb within a deep reach of Texas. Shoom's gonna find 1 kill. Spurs gonna find 1 from Hell. Just hanging out down towards Hell. And
I like
Nuke,
that angle.
Yep. It's a really off angle. Look at how
Yeah.
Nuke is essentially aiming at his feet. But Nuke,
Yeah, he's not going to be able to pre-fire that, but Smoothie has an idea that he might be. He's going to climb up the ladder and
oh, that's
it's going to be a
okay.
clean ending to the round.
So I sound good.
Yeah, you sound like you're back. Say hi to everybody.
Yeah, sorry guys. I had to exercise the demon that was inside me, and I'm good. And welcome. It's Texas A&M versus Maryland, 9-2. And yeah, apparently I sound like Paul Wall. He's one of my idols.
Not a basketball player.
No, he's a rapper from like the 2000s.
John Wall, that's the basketball player.
There you go. Oh, up from Nuke. These can find Mouth. And now the defense at a disadvantage, but can Maryland keep this up? Lots of time to work with.
Certainly have to keep it up, as they've spent most of their money coming into this round, and both teams rather in this similar situation. Mouth may be taken out early, and that's gonna be an advantage that Maryland has proven in these past couple of round wins that they're able to convert on if they do it carefully.
Still lots of time, and on the map, bomb looking like it's in not decontamination, connector. And looks like they're gonna set up and execute towards the outside and drop these smokes. We're actually see how Roxer is the anchored player, followed by Spher. There go the smokes. 45 seconds ago. Ghost gonna find Shoom. Roxor. Oh, these guys actually wall up to the smokes. I like this. I like this answer from Texas A&M. This could be detrimental here.
Yeah, this is not going to be good. I mean, Roxer hasn't been cleared out of sight. Bomb's going to go down, but he's going to be rewarded with 2 frags for his patience. Glob's going to reply, but before he'll go down, and once again, nuked. Much like Oscar on Mouse Sports, seems to be stuck in these situations pretty often, but he'll be relieved of his duties as Spher going to shut him down. And do you think they'll go for the double off setup? I think they're going to do it. Yeah, they will go for it. Spher has picked it up.
Ooh, MP9. They reading
Yeah.
something? Not much. Nope. That's gonna be a full buy for Maryland. Should be. This lack of utility. They're thinking about it. This pause is actually coming out from
UMD.
Yep.
This is
Maryland.
their second tactical pause that they've actually taken this half, so, I mean, to be honest, I wish more teams used it. Like, it's there for you to use. It's there for you to sit back and use it for the right reasons. Just sit there, talk about what's going on, see if you can figure out a solution. 5 heads are better than 1, and if you're all sitting there silent between rounds trying to figure out what's better to do, you're not going to get anywhere.
Indeed, and looking at the scoreboard, meow. Or how am I saying that? Am I saying that right?
Is it meow? I've been saying Mayu.
Mayu. Oh, that sounds like right. Me.
It's like Caillou, like Mayu.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's a little bit French, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think in an American way it'd be meow.
Meow.
But look at this, Maryland actually open up, but the tag from Mouth actually finds 1. That's a collab. Looking for the second, he won't get it. Mixtapes drop into hell, but these guys are trying to make their way to the site. That goes nuked. And now just 3 players of Maryland trying to attack this. The defense holding real strong here for fighting Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, solid plays coming out from them here. I mean, it's crazy because, as I was saying, in the first 8 rounds, Maryland planted the bomb 5 times, and they weren't able to come up with a round win. And then they end up winning the next round on kills. They get another bomb planted, blows up. They do well on that following round because they were forced to eco, but they just kind of slowed up after that. They did what we've kind of talked about that they can't really do, and it's, you know, you start playing scared. You start getting away from what works, and we saw Lambton do it earlier.
Yeah, this is definitely interesting. This pause actually comes out on the Fighting Texas Aggies, just so you guys know. Look at the scoreboard. Yeah, Mike and Mayu, or Meow, not doing too hot. They are starting on the unfavored side. Just give you upgraded pistol buy. Let's see what these guys do.
Yeah, this is for sure the Shum that I thought it was. It is a girl.
Yeah, someone said CS Laura in chat, by the way.
I recognize her. She played a few seasons with like Flom and like Sivo as a joke, I think, and that's where I knew her from.
Let's pay attention to Shu, as she's knocking on the door of lockers, and on the other side is Smoothie. Flash, a little too OP. Mouth underneath ladder. Now, with these upgraded pistols, you would expect Maryland just like pounce somewhere. The bomb's up to D. Smoothie looking like he might get some brothers here.
I actually don't like the angle that Melf's holding right now. It's like an alpha angle, but if somebody's smart to that, it's a 1D to your head. Your head's like the most visible part if they're aiming straight down at you.
Yeah.
So I don't really agree with the angle that he's playing currently, but it doesn't look like it's gonna matter at all, because I think they're just gonna hit B here.
Yes, indeed. Roxor, followed by Smoothie. Trying to hold this down. Out they go. Naked is gonna go down. Actually, he's almost said naked. But, oh my god, Smoothie with a 4K. I don't know why I said nuke like that, so sorry. But now, the last round didn't play the first half.
Yeah, this is a Texas A&M game to lose at this point.
Static.
Maryland they had the resolve, they had the gas in the tank to do this, but it seems like they're running low right now. They're running on fumes, and at this point, this is their last chance to claw back into this. Maybe a third round is doable. I mean, if you get pistol and a really solid CT side, of course, but again, things are a little bit out of hand even already.
Attacking so fast. Roxor finds a refrag. Malf looking to make his way up, but he's gonna back off. Roxor finds another as Ghost picks one off from the other side of the map. And now Mike and Nuked all by themselves. Nick's gonna go down, and this is looking like a 13-2 half.
Yeah, it's not looking too hot right now for Maryland. Just Mike left alone in this situation. He was gonna find one for free, but that's not gonna give him much to work with. As for Roxor, pre-fire into that smoke, shut him down. Texas A&M, 13-2, solid half. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that.
Now, do I sound even more different?
No, you sound like you. It's just like there's
Now
like
I sound like studio mic.
Yeah.
There we go. Do you hear static at all?
A little, just at like the end of what you say, or maybe in like the background. I'm not sure.
Hello?
It's hard because I have you pretty low, so I can like hear the game in the footsteps.
All good.
Plus, I have tinnitus, so I can't really hear anything, to be honest.
I feel you, man. I don't know what happened to my setup, so I do apologize, guys. It's never like this.
It's back though, and that's what matters. You stuck with it, you persevered, and that's exactly what Maryland needs to do in this half.
Yep, indeed.
In other news, I ordered my new PC this week, guys. Everybody get excited.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got a Ryzen 1700X on the way, boys.
Okay, wait, what's your GPU?
I have a 1060.
Did you order that after New Year's or before?
I don't know. I don't remember when I got this.
It was August in 2017, right?
Yeah, it was last year sometime. I just can't remember.
Oh, then you're good.
I got it. I think I got it last Christmas. Maybe like Boxing Day last Christmas, I think.
You could probably sell it for more.
I know, and that makes me sad.
It makes me actually angry. I want to upgrade my 780. It's actually dying right now. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Well, the fact that it's a 780.
780 Ti, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a great card, but you know, it's probably seen better days.
Yes, indeed.
I think all I got was the CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, and the power supply. And somehow that came out to $800 Canadian. And I'm like, I hate Bitcoin. I'm like, if I needed a whole computer build right now, like, that would be so much money.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard what happened to my computer the other day.
No.
I have an Ethernet cord basically running to my router, and it got tripped on in the hallway. Basically, my computer, and it like yanked my whole computer to the side, and then it just shut off. I couldn't get it to turn on, and what I think happened, because it looked like my motherboard got like yanked off the stand, one of the standoffs, like short circuited with my case. And yeah, I had to like, I don't know, a couple of my hard drives still aren't working, so I think they might have just got fried. But
Nice.
mostly everything else works. The power supply died, so I ripped like a crappy old power supply out of like a pre-built computer that my family doesn't use anymore. And I'm just waiting for my new parts now. I'm due though. I was already due. My PC's dying, man. I'm on like an FX 8350.
Oh,
I can't afford Intel.
But guys, looks like we're just gonna go to a quick break as we are waiting on one more player.
Shoom.
But like I said, as I stressed before at the beginning of the match, the playoffs are almost like they're coming for a few more weeks.
It's a big deal. Oh, it's a
And
big deal.
It's a huge deal, and the Texas Aggies looking to be real clean. I assume they are top of their conference.
Yeah, they're the favorites in their conference for sure. I don't think that they've you kind of see those games, and we saw it in Division 2 last week, where it's like you see that the two top dogs duke it out, and that game becomes very important because it puts you not just one step ahead of your closest competition, puts you 2 steps ahead because you get a win and they get a loss. You kind of got to think about it almost like football, with like the fewer games in the season. These games mean a lot, and for Texas to be in the position that they're in right now is really solid. This week counts a lot because there's a ton of schools out there that are 1 and 2. There's the fringe teams. They can't take another loss, or their playoff hopes are all but gone, basically. And then on the other side, you've got teams like Texas A&M looking for potentially their third or fourth win that could cement those playoff hopes or cement them at the top of their conference.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna start getting brutal as these matches play out. Oh, Shoom's ready, and we're gonna start the second half. So, you guys are just joining us. It's 13-2 for Fighting Texas A&M, or the Fighting Texas Aggies, and Maryland struggling. They did get 2 rounds in the following next round, and almost in perfection. But now they have a uphill battle, and they need to start off with winning this pistol. Pay attention to how the CT side does this. Utility man is gonna be Collab. The Collab, sorry.
Collab, yeah. I mean, you always gotta respect the guy who gets a kit.
Yes, indeed.
Get back there.
Yeah, 5 players making their way out towards the outside, and no player actually on site, right? It's actually gonna be Nuke, but his teammate gets out right away. He gets headshotted by Ghost, and now Mike, follow up, gets pinned to the wall as well, and this is not looking good. All 5 players up, making Shoom in a 1v5. Let's see how she can hold this off. She's gonna get tagged down to 8. That Rocks are trying to knife. Oh no.
They want this.
They
want this.
Oh god.
They're gonna wait till she runs out of ammo. Oh, she gets out. Can she get another?
Oh.
No!
Oh, that's... Yikes.
It's so tough in that situation to just want to run straight up the ladder, but even in that situation, I mean, you go straight up the ladder, they're going to be right on your tail that whole time. You do have to reload. Unfortunate that it happens, but Roxer, my man, with the Nova, Bringing it out again. What I can respect more than a man who uses a Nova is a man who brings it out on both sides of the map.
Actually, he's done this on Cobblestone. This is the last time we saw him.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
I remember this.
Open season.
Shoom able to find Ghost as Malf with the AK. We did find that knife round the first or second pistol. In the exchange though, Roxer getting tagged up, got the Nova, but his teammates got the MAC-10. And now Spur watching the big flank as need that, and now Nuke didn't buy you. Oof. Oh my god, that hurts. I feel the base. Oh my god. They're really going for this. Oh, the nade doesn't. Oh my goodness.
Reverse knife.
Oh my, yes, that does happen. Smoothie, come on now. I can tell Texas A&M. They seem like a fun bunch of dudes. I want to see these guys
they're. I mean, obviously, you're gonna run into those teams that are like, you know, they're winning and then they're just like, oh, you're so bad, blah blah blah. These guys are here to win and to have fun, and you can tell, and it's obviously paying off if they're a top 10 school.
Yep, indeed. And now pots and pans for Maryland, as Ghost actually chooses not to have a real gun. I guess Malf didn't want to drop it, but Roxer's gonna go down right away. Spur and Smoothie pick up a piece, and now just down to 3 members of Maryland trying to hold this off the army. And the AK actually does not prevail, but the nade will actually find that refrag, and now Shoom all by herself is gonna get instantly headshotted. Yep, and there she blows.
GG's in the chat. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it to be that lopsided, but I mean, ultimately Texas A&M comes out on top, and that's kind of what we were expecting. I mean, Texas A&M, again, top 10 school in the power rankings, and they've proven it time and time again that they're a force, and they're here to stay amongst the top of the schools in collegiate Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that, but looking at the score lines on paper, right, it kind of tells you. I think Maryland's probably their 4th seed in their conference. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not
fourth
quite
or 3rd. But Texas A&M still moving up. They are the ranked top 10, ranked 10 out of all of the season. And gotta say, almost everybody on Texas A&M was stepping up. You know, everyone's doing their own thing, and you always actually love to see that. I never really like to see just like one player standing out. Yeah, it's cool, you know, but when you have the whole team doing that chemistry, getting all the frags together, sharing that, and also having fun and BMing, you know, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of them were friends like outside of this as well. So I mean, funny how that happens, right? Like people just, you know, they meet and now they're playing against each other. It can happen, and it's good that they're all keeping a positive attitude despite the score.
Yep. Now Maryland, let's get an MVP from you.
Maryland probably got to be Shoom, to be honest. There's a lot of really great multi-frag rounds that Shoom had, and definitely, you know, she didn't do too much that was like openly wrong compared to like the rest of her team. I think like she made as many good plays as she could with what she had, so I'd have to say Shoom.
Yeah, and Mike and Meow didn't do too hot. Blob and Nuke, they kind of stepped up, but Nuke was kind of playing scared, right?
Nuke wasn't playing like the Nuke who dropped. It wasn't playing like the Nuke who dropped 39 frags, but like I said, kind of compared Nuke to I kind of compared Nuke to Oscar. He's that kind of clutch opper, and I mean when he's on. But like obviously Oscar has had some performances even in the last major where he, you know, sometimes he's like 55 ADR, and then other days he's dropping 40 kills. So it's just a matter of your opper being on or off, and I don't think that Texas A&M ever let Nuke to get comfortable throughout that game.
Yeah. Now Maryland finished the first regular season with 3-3. They will be 1-1 in spring, and this is where the fire gets lit on beneath their feet.
Yeah, I mean this is a tough match, and this is somewhat like, you know, you see Lambton playing against Cooney Baruch earlier. It's, you know,
it's Train, right?
David and Goliath, right? Like, yeah, it's you see what the monster that's in front of you, and you have to confront it, and whether you're going to be able to prevail or whether you're just going to take that fight and come away with your head held high with what you did. I mean, that's up to your team.
And playoffs. It is most likely to be top 2 of each conference, guys. So you can find the stats on C-Star League as the matches do get updated, or on CEVO.com under CSL 17 to 18 season. But not really much to touch base in this game, right?
Yeah, there wasn't like there's if you want to break it down and analyze it, it was a really solid CT side coming out from Texas A&M. They had communication, like they didn't really control the pace necessarily, but in their clutch situations they worked together, and they made sure that even if they were in a disadvantaged situation, they isolate a single frag to even things. I can't count how many times they did that in retake scenarios where Maryland held the advantage. So I mean, it's little things like that that can put your team a step ahead. And like I said, there's 8 out of the first 8 rounds, Maryland didn't get a single round but planted the bomb 5 times. Like, that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, and honestly, here, Zach, let's give people advice for Train coming up. And my boys will be playing Train as well. Say,
oh, don't worry, Mo's already been asking for strats.
Are people betting on getting the knife, or like, what's the advice to give to people? Say they assume they're gonna lose knife 100%. What is the advice you can give them on T side?
You like, it's tough because all the things I'm about to say, Maryland tried and failed at. So, one, you don't let them control the pace. You don't let them get aggressive in any positions. I mean, you want to make sure that they know that if they're going to play in ladder, for example, or if they're going to play close to econ, that they're gonna be fought in those positions. Or if they push Ivy, Kalab did a really good job at holding Ivy throughout that game, but Ivy became kind of like a muted area of the map when it came down to their executes and post plants. So it wasn't really a factor in most of those post plants, which were kind of on deer or oriented towards the ladder side of a site. I mean, what you want to do is just, have strats in your book. Make sure you're communicating. And Maryland did a really good job of this.
What we saw Maryland did do was play scared, actually.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Second half of the first half, like towards like that 7-0 that was creeping up.
Yeah.
That is when Maryland started to like play a little bit scared. Yeah, they get 2 rounds, but you can kind of tell actually they were.
Yeah, it's a mental block,
scared.
Right?
And that's when it comes down to like, yeah, we're losing rounds. You don't know what to do. It comes.
Look at all these bomb plants.
Yeah, you gotta find a remedy at some point. You gotta take that pause. We did see that.
They did take pauses. That's what I'm saying. They did everything that they needed to do to kind of try to turn that around. They changed their pace. They played scrimmy. They played hectic towards the A site, and in that hecticness, it kind of allowed like players like Heroxer and Sver to kind of shine in those areas. Unfortunately, at the detriment of Maryland there. But
I guess when it comes down to it, and this may sound kind of BM, but it is true. As a manager of a team, you have to look, okay, like, what are they doing? What are they doing wrong? Okay, what's happening? Okay, maybe it's coming down to the aim duels. And, we saw 2 players who didn't really perform too well in Maryland, right? That can definitely, obviously, be a factor.
I try not to look at the scoreboard too much because you can read into like, I forget what I was reading about, like a major from Space Soldiers. He had like the highest rating on his team, but he would like said in the game, he's like, I had 4 kills on a Nico and 5 kills on a Nico. If I don't get those kills, I went like 11 and 22. How is that a good performance?
Oh, interesting.
So you can't read too much in the scoreboard, but I think you're right in the sense that everybody's got to contribute to a certain degree. If you have people kind of lagging behind, or just people who aren't winning these 1v1s or finding trade kills, you got to find a way to get them going.
Yep, indeed. And I always tell, like, if there's a player who feels like it's not confident in his aim, I'm like, all right, you're gonna be the jiggle player. Just run out, bait the op, B-hop, your life away. Bait out the shot and let someone, try and get that frag, right?
Play to your strengths at all times. If aiming or taking 1v1s isn't your strength in a match, set your teammates up, flash for them, get yourself baited, throw smokes, get your utility out. There's lots of ways to contribute in Counter-Strike that don't necessarily show up directly on the scoreboard. So don't always look at your score and be like, oh wow, I'm 2-10, I suck, I'm not going to get back into this game, because you could contribute a lot for your team.
Yep. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for Monday. And next on Wednesday, you're going to see schools like Central Florida and North Carolina State on Wednesday. Not too sure what time frames, but we'll see those schools. And guys, if you like what you saw, hit that follow button. I do apologize for me sounding like a demonic demon. Got that exercised. And now, yeah, if you guys like what you saw, feel free to tweet at us, hit me up with a tweet at TDLTrue or at CrackshotCS, and of course, follow at C Star League or Collegiate CSGO